with the shadows. And when I saw the topic for today, I thought, this is April's realm. So let's please welcome April up with her talk titled, Lights, Camera, Action.
So as everyone likes or might know, I might get you to turn number 11 down just a fraction. I'm a little louder than everybody else. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. So some of you might know, before we get started, I kind of like to start with just a little joke. Please don't take it personally. It's just kind of let us relax and loosen up. We're not so serious here. So there was a circus performer that was practicing here with Cirque du Soleil. And he jumped in his car and he was heading home, and his right tail light was out. And the police officer pulled him over and came over to speak to him and said, "Hey buddy, did you know your right tail light was out?" And he said, "Oh no, sorry officer, I'll get out and fix that right away." So anyway, as the officer's talking to him, he notices in the back seat of the car a box filled with knives and rope. So the officer says, "Yeah, what's with all this stuff in the back seat of the car?" And the fella goes, "Oh," he said, "I'm a circus performer. Those are my props." And the officer said, "I don't think I believe you. Step out of the car." And he said, "What do you do with them?" And he said, "With the knives." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, they juggle them." He goes, "Okay, let's see you juggle." So this guy's flawlessly juggling these knives when another car goes by with two guys in it. And one guy looks out the window and sees this fellow juggling knives, and he turns to his buddy driving the car and said, "Wow, am I ever glad I gave up drinking. These sobriety tests are getting a whole other level." So, as Audrey was saying, we've been talking this whole month about darkness, embracing the darkness, and Tria gave a beautiful meditation. If you happen to be here, it was a wonderful tapping meditation on embracing those parts of ourselves that we might try to hide from the world or not ready to share with other people. Today is not going to be that topic. Today is about shining your light, stepping into the center stage and rising to the occasion. So it's kind of interesting, as Audrey said, that this is my topic, as predominantly my family is involved in the filmmaking business, and my daughter is actually an actor herself. And it was interesting in looking at this topic it was interesting when Olivia had started off in her acting career, and she got a fringe part. This musical, it was a fundraiser for a group, and she was the lead, and it was quite exciting. She was quite young, and the reviews came out. It was a fringe play. We happened to be in Montreal, and we got this call from her, and when she stopped sobbing, she said to us, "It was a terrible review." And we said, "Oh, come on, it's fringe. How bad can the review be?" Well, it was bad. And she said to us, "He even criticized the parents for allowing the kids to be in the play." So I do not know who this person was. I have no idea, but he ruined a very good time in Montreal for about a day and a half trying to talk her down. And we kept saying, "This is going to be an amazing story for you one day. One day you're going to sit and tell this, and you're going to be an inspiration for the other actors coming up." So last night, I had the privilege of watching my daughter as she previewed her first television series, where she had a secondary part, had a speaking part, and they never cut any of her lines, in Little Bird on Crave, a dual thing between Crave and APTN. So she's come a long way in those years, and she's probably just loving the fact that I'm bringing up that initial review that they got, but they still packed the house. So this is about having gone through those things in our lives that brought us to our knees, or make us uncomfortable, or make us not want to move forward, and putting them aside and doing it anyway. So what is really interesting, we are talking about light, is a fact that I learned that when they're doing artificial insemination and they're fertilizing the egg in the dish, does anyone know what they look for to see whether or not the egg was successfully fertilized? Yeah, no, a spark. There is a visible spark. Which is so interesting since we're all energy. That a spark caused by zinc is something that can be visibly seen. So we step out in the sunshine, and how many people feel fantastic spending 5 minutes in the sunshine, 10 minutes in the sunshine? You feel like you've got energy. You feel like everything just calms down, right? That's because you're absorbing energy. As a human being, we need to absorb it in different forms for our eyes, etc., to produce a lot of hormones, to produce vitamin D. So that's one energy we take in. We also take in energy from the earth. And somebody's, not sure if anybody's familiar with the Schumann's resonance. So that is literally the heartbeat of the earth. It's an electromagnetic field, and it pulses at a very particular rate, and there's actually a few zones of it. But when we walk on it, especially in bare feet, it takes care of everything, including our circulation system. It can balance hormones. It is there for your well-being. And it's created by lightning strikes around the world that go into the Earth's crust and bounce back. And we walk in that energy field. So why do I bring this up? This entire world's purpose is to keep you alive and to keep you functioning. And it's not like nature's there and you're here. You're part of it. So when they say, you know, I like to go outside and get in nature, you're in nature all the time. That's what's creating your oxygen. It's a symbiotic relationship. So the reason that I bring this up is how can you not feel incredibly important when you know these facts? How can you not feel like you are something very special to be so supported by this earth in this way? And also we give back, right? And are taking care of this world and all other inhabitants in it. So I wanted to bring that into clarity, because what this talk is about is you taking center stage, you stepping up and being who you were meant to be, and you sharing it with other people. So, are we ready to take center stage? Are we ready, as people of this teaching, to step up and be who we were meant to be? I know a lot of people have ideas about their purposes, they lament with it, but a lot of the time it can be that thing that you just love or that's important to you. It doesn't have to be some grandiose idea. It can be a very small idea. As I mentioned before, it can be painting that painting you should have painted or wanted to paint, writing that poem that you wanted to write, making the music that you want to make. All of those are gifts. All of those are taking a moment to take center stage. And why is that important? Because it lifts you up. And the world gets to experience exactly who you are, not somebody else's idea. So when you get up as an actor, one of the biggest things they say is you've got to be true. You have to be true to the character. You can't force it. It's not about memorizing lines. It's about getting up there and being true to the character that you're playing. Are you being true to your character? When people see you, are they meeting you? Are they hearing your ideas? Or are you just repeating something you heard, or something you always said, or something your parents told you? Or are you speaking your truth? When you disagree with something, do you politely share your opinion? Or do you just go quiet and walk away? When an inappropriate joke is made, not mine, but an inappropriate one, and you're offended, or you're offended because it goes against what your truths are, do you speak up? Do you say, no, I'm sorry, not today? That's all the ideas of taking the stage. Is willing to be seen for who you are. All of it. All the good stuff, all the bad stuff. It's willing to stand there and go, yeah, you know what? This is me. This is April. This is how I dress. This is who I am. And being willing to be judged on it and be okay. Because you know yourself, what you are, and who you are, and how you move through, how you move across the stage. But if I didn't do this, you would never experience me. You would never have this idea of what this moment is, and we would never have this exchange. Because I'd be sitting somewhere going, no, can't do that, can't get up, can't share. Gonna hide my light. I mean, we sing in here all the time, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. We're not letting it shine. A lot of times we're singing it like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And poor Barbie is up there going, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. We're so much better than that. We're so much better than that. And that's why this year is so exciting for me, because it's talking about getting loud. Living loud. What does that mean? Brighter clothing? Yelling? No, it means singing at the top of your lungs when you want to. It means dancing when you feel like it. It means playing the music you like. Asking for the songs you like at a wedding. Who cares if they play YMCA 3 times? You love it. You go for it. But we don't, right? We sit there and we go, we really don't like the music in this wedding. But we don't get up. And then whose music they're playing are the people that get up and say, hey, you know what, I'm here, I like this. Could we listen to this? And they enjoy it. Right? Think of people at work. You work with, do they know you? Do they know what you like? Do they know what you believe in? Do they know you? Have you taken the stage there? When you meet your friends and family, I know sometimes we have a hesitancy to talk about what we learn here because we get, oh yeah, positive thinking, Pollyanna can change the world. But it was really interesting. Jeff turned me on to a musician. His last name's Roper, his first name is? Jesse Roper. Love him. And he has this song called Living on the Bright Side. And he has a line where he said, no person was shot by a person with an open mind. And no war was started because of kindness. And I love those. I just absolutely love the song. But isn't that the truth? Why do we have a hesitancy to go out and say, you know what, I really don't believe in the war. I think there should be peace talks. I think no matter what they have to do, they have to reconcile these situations in another way. We need to learn another way. We need to be another way. That's taking center stage. That's willing to have people call you Pollyanna, call you whatever they'd like to call you because you want to move through the world differently. It's your time. This is our time. It is everywhere. So it's time to start sharing that with the families and your friends and saying, this is who I am, this is what I believe in. And I want you to have the same power of what I know. I know how powerful I am. I know what I can do just with my thoughts. I can manifest amazing things. Why can't I manifest peace? Why can't I manifest kindness in the world, not just in my own life? We're at a tipping point here, where the understanding of what consciousness is getting to a point where we're going to be in the driver's seat. Are you going to be part of it? Are you ready to step onto that stage and be part of it? To say, yes, this is how I believe it should be done too. I believe everybody should know what they're capable of. And everybody should have an equal chance to learn that and to share it with the world. So, as I flip to the wrong side, second here we go. Marianne Williamson, I don't know if many of you know who that is. She has a wonderful quote about no one's light shines brighter. I can get it exactly. It's no one is ever made to feel bigger by you playing small. She's running for president of the United States right now, so she walks her walk, and she talks her talk. And she also has another quote that I love, and she says, if people are not afraid, then they're not powerful. What they're afraid of is that they're more powerful than they ever thought they were. And isn't that the truth? We're not scared of playing it small, living our life in a habit, getting up, doing the same thing every exact day. We're nervous about taking a chance. We're nervous about being the main actor in our lives. We're nervous about getting up on the stage and saying, this is me. Why? This is your life. This is your run. If you don't take the horse by the reins, who will? If you don't step up and be you, what's going to happen? You're going to disappear one day, and the world is never going to have had the experience of you. It's what the universe does. The universe creates and lives through each of its creations, experiences through each of its creations. It experiences love, humor, music, joy, dancing, kindness, equality. All of those things God experiences through every single person here. And if you don't have that experience, if you don't get out there and live it, the universe does not get to experience that. Spirit might get it from somewhere else, but it will never have how it looks like from you. And isn't that a pity? Because you're magnificent. You're powerful, you can change things, you can change lives, you can change worlds, you can change your own life. But not if you play little. Not if you play just habit. Not if you just live in the subconscious and drive yourself home and can't figure out how you got there. Because you let your subconscious drive you, or get up and have sworn off coffee and find yourself sitting drinking a cup of coffee before you even realized what you were doing. That's habitual living. That's not stepping into your life. And you can only do that when we step aside and we're aware that we're doing it. Right? So, let your light shine. We are taught a lot of the time, too, in these things that humility is a really important virtue. Especially if you came from a Christian background. You're not supposed to play it big. You're not supposed to be the one that wants to get up there and sing the first karaoke song. You're not the one that's supposed to be on the streets yelling for equal rights for everyone. Right? We're told when we do something really good and we come home and we were all excited, Well, that's good, but don't be too loud. Don't be too braggy. Right? Why? Why? So others wouldn't judge us as being a little too self-confident, a little full of ourselves? I'm saying get full of yourself. I'm saying I want to see you so full, you're right to the brim. I love it when people come in here and you say, how are you? And they said, if I was any better, I don't know what would happen. I am magnificent. I am divine. Do you know how hard it is for people to say they're divine? And yet we are. Each of us has the universe flowing through us, has spirit, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever. That's flowing through you. Means you're part of it, which means you're divine. Every single person has that light. We see it everywhere. And it's our responsibility not only to shine our own, but to help other people that believe this way know the magnificence of themselves, know what can truly be waiting for them, that life can be happy, can be joyous, it can be dancing in the morning, it can be loving everyone you meet, it can be walking out the door without fear, it can be meeting new people and finding that spark that's within everyone and enjoying it. And when you shine, it's like the moon. You get to reflect other people. It bounces off of everyone. Think about when you meet someone that comes into the room and has tons of energy and is happy and feels good. Doesn't everything change? The feeling in the room changes. It's exactly the same when someone walks in and are feeling angry and just, you know, they had a terrible drive here, whatever. You can feel that. It's reflective. So as we always say, you know, think about that before you enter the room. What am I bringing here? Bring your light. Bring your sunshine. Bring that into the space. There's plenty of time for the other later when you get home and get into bed. But try it. See the difference in the reaction of people you meet. You know, when the waitress or the person at checkout says, did you find everything you need? Make a joke. Say, no, there was no guy waiting for me on aisle 4. You know, whatever. Engage with them. Do you know how many times a day they have to say that? Or just say, no, but how's your day going? How are you feeling? It's amazing. They all of a sudden kind of wake up and look at you in the eye. They're out of they're awake. They're out of that repeat pattern. You know, think about it when the next time someone asks you how you are. Come up with a better answer than I'm fine. I'm fine is so awful. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Yeah. Think of something great, right? We had a Pat Zokar, a reverend that used to be here. She used to say, I'm happy, rich, and good looking. And that was her answer every time someone asked her how she was. In fact, I think she wrote a book called Happy, Rich, and Good Looking. She lived her talk for sure, and still does. She's happy, rich, and good looking out in Kelowna. I think she's out in BC anyway. So now I'm going to go a little bit big picture. So I got you taking center stage. I got you feeling okay about letting your light shine. Now I'm asking you to point that light at things that are important to you. Is the climate important to you? Is equal rights important to you? Whatever it is, use your light to stand up and speak and shine for others. And be willing to share that light. This is kind of irrelevant, but it's kind of an interesting side note. Limelight, does anyone know where it comes from? So in the olden days in the theaters, they used to take lime powder and a mirror, and they would light the lime powder, and it would create a really bright, bright light, which they used as spotlights on the stage, but it went out very fast. So now you've got some terrible trivia at your next dinner party, and that's where limelight came from. for all the actors. So this is your time to shine your light, that bright light, on something that's important to you. So next week we're participating in Pride. And I'm very excited about this because we're living what we're talking about here every week. We're living out loud. We're out there, we're saying what we believe in. Everybody's the same, that love is the same, and that we know that some people out there aren't living the same life we're living, not the same rights. Could be Indigenous people, could be the Black community, whatever it is, get out there, support it. Use your light and share it. And when you get an opportunity where these people move in, or the people that have not had this power move into a situation, find ways to share the power. Find ways to step aside and allow them to take their position. Because we all know that when one part of us is not the same level, we all suffer. One way or another, we all suffer. We all suffer by being shown it. We all suffer from not having that experience of those people. We all suffer it as a society. We know that with anything that happens in this world, that we have to look at all our foundational pieces. And if anyone's left behind, it's part of us left behind. And one thing that we always say is that we're all one. So if we're all one, and part of me is suffering, am I not going to experience it? Whether I take it in or not, whether I acknowledge it or not, it's happening. So next week when we walk, this is an opportunity to shine our light as our center, but also to say that this is a safe place and we believe in this truth, that everybody should take center stage, that everybody should shine their light, right? So I plan, I'm hoping I make it the whole way through, that next week I plan to be there and be doing whatever chant is going around me and celebrating that moment, and I'm ready to take the stage and say, this is who I am, this is who I believe in, and what I believe in, and I'm here to express it. So in closing, because I, as usual, spoke a little over, I'd like to just give a quote from Ernest Holmes, and here we go. If you think of life as flowing through you, your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are then quickened with new energy. So we always say what we focus on here grows stronger. So use that beautiful focus that you have used to manifest this life, to manifest your loved ones around you, to manifest your beautiful homes, to manifest your friends. Use that beautiful light to manifest for other people as well. And share that beautiful stage, because ensemble acts are quite wonderful. And so it is.